The modern world is built on a foundation of geological treasures. From the copper in your phone to the gasoline in a car, these are resources that took millions of years to form, and we're consuming them in a geological blink of an eye. Think of it as a journey through deep time. Ancient swamplands, packed with plant matter, get buried and squeezed. Over eons, soggy peat transforms into lignite, then into energy-rich bituminous coal, and finally, under immense heat and pressure, into the purest form, anthracite. Each stage is a step up in stored energy. Meanwhile, in ancient oceans, trillions of tiny marine organisms died and were buried in sediment. If they sank to just the right depth, entering the oil window between 60 and 120 degrees Celsius, they transformed into petroleum. Too cold, and they remain a useless waxy substance. Too hot, and they crack into natural gas. This geological luck is incredibly specific. And even then, the oil needs to be caught in a trap, a fold or fault in the rock to keep it from escaping. It's the same story for metals. Gold and copper aren't just everywhere, they're concentrated by powerful processes. Imagine superheated water coursing through cracks in the Earth's crust, dissolving trace metals and redepositing them in solid veins as it cools. But finding a deposit isn't the final step. The stark math of mining asks, is the ore grade, the concentration of metal, high enough to be profitable? If it costs more to extract than the metal is worth, it stays in the ground. Even our green future relies on this geological lottery. Rare earth elements, essential for wind turbine magnets and electric car batteries, aren't necessarily rare, but finding them concentrated enough to mine is. Every time we use these materials, we are spending a geological inheritance. Understanding this legacy is the key to managing both the energy of the past and the technology of the future.